This is going to be my Premier League predictions for match week 25. So we start off where we begin the weekend on Friday nights, where we see Leeds United versus Nottingham Forest. 16th place versus 17th place. It is a massive game down at the bottom in the relegation battle. Both teams are on 26 points and both teams are 6 points clear of the relegation zone. Leeds will be coming into this game on the back of a 4-0 loss against Arsenal. Nottingham Forest are coming into this game on the back of a draw against Crystal Palace, where Nico Williams got sent off because of a handball where he was over the line in the goal. And apparently Forest were down to 10 men in that game as well. How does this one go? It is a hard one to predict, though. I think both teams have been playing very well in order to survive, though. And whoever wins this goes 9 points clear. I'm see this being a draw, though, so I'm going to go for a score prediction of Leeds 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Next up, on Saturday afternoon, we got Manchester United up against Tottenham Hotspur. This is a huge game. A team that is literally fighting for Champions League qualification against a team that is battling relegation right now. 4th place versus 14th place. Now, Manchester United have been on a very good run of form. We won our last 3 Premier League games in a row under Michael Carrick, though. And I can't lie, I think we actually played very well against Fulham, though. But we just had to make it difficult for ourselves and throwing away a 2-0 lead. And Benjamin Sesko coming off the bench and scoring the late winner for us, though. And look, I think the players have been very good for us recently. And Michael Carrick is doing a good job at the moment. Spurs, on the other hand, look, Tottenham are literally in 14th place. They are in a relegation battle, though. Tottenham did pick up a draw against Manchester City. Dominic Solanke scoring those 2 goals for Spurs to get a point. However, Tottenham are currently 6 Premier League games in a row without a win. Haven't won a game since the end of December. Meanwhile, Manchester United are currently 7 Premier League games unbeaten right now. We haven't even lost a game since Christmas time in December. This is going to be a hard game for United, though, because look, no matter how bad Spurs are, they always have our number. They just always find a way to beat us out of nowhere. And look, I'm going to go for a score prediction of Manchester United 1, Tottenham 1. Look, it's going to be a hard game, though. We always struggle against Spurs. But look, hopefully we can, continue that good run of form and build some momentum going into the upcoming months. In Michael Carrick, we trust. Hopefully we get 3 points on Saturday. Next up, we got Arsenal, and they face Sunderland. It has been a massive week for Arsenal. Arsenal have had a very fantastic week for themselves. They've beaten Leeds United last weekend to put them 7 points, actually I meant 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League. And they are through to the Carabao Cup final as they beat Chelsea during midweek 1-0 and 4-2-1 aggregate. Yeah, and this could be a huge chance for Arsenal to extend their lead to 9 points clear if Man City slip up. Sunderland, on the other hand, will be coming into this game on the back of a great 3-0 win against Burnley and move into the 8th place, though. And Sunderland, they're only a few points behind the European spots, though. Can they actually push for Europe, though? If they can, go on a good run of form, though. Because, look, away from home, Sunderland have been struggling, though, recently. Pretty much most of the season. To be fair, their away record is a bit bad right now. But, look, Sunderland against the big teams, though, they can be a problem here, to be fair. They've literally drawn against Arsenal already back in November. Sunderland drawn against the likes of Liverpool, Man City. They drew against Tottenham. They drew against Aston Villa. They also beat Newcastle, also beat Chelsea, and they've lost to Man United as well. Sunderland against the big teams, though, they can be a problem here, and I think they might do that in this game, to be fair. So I'm going to go for a score prediction of Arsenal 2, Sunderland 2. I've gone for a draw because just to make things a bit interesting in the title race, though, to be honest. Next game is then between Bournemouth up against Aston Villa. Now, let's talk about Aston Villa. Because Aston Villa literally sit 3rd place They are now 7 points behind Arsenal after they lost 1-0 at home to 10 men Brentford. Like, literally. Are Villa actually in a title race though? I'll be honest, they're probably most likely, to challenge for the top four, top five, because Villa, literally got the likes of United, Chelsea, and Liverpool all catching up on them, though, to be honest. Bournemouth, on the other hand, Bournemouth have been doing very well in their last 4 Premier League games, 2 wins and 2 draws. By the way, Junior Krupi scored an absolute weldy of a goal, literally, like that. That's an absolute unbelievable goal that Krupi has scored. Krupi has been scoring all of Bournemouth's goals recently. Junior Krupi scored against Wolves as Bournemouth have beaten him 2-0 last weekend. Though, and look, away at the Vitality Stadium is a hard place to go. I'm going to go for a score prediction of Bournemouth 1, Aston Villa 1. Next up, we got Burnley up against West Ham. This is a huge game. Both of these teams are in the relegation zone, 19th place versus 18th place. Burnley have literally lost 15 Premier League games all season. Yeah, Burnley are pretty much down and out. However, if Burnley do not pick up 3 points in this game, they're literally good as gone right now. They are officially done. West Ham, on the other hand, West Ham were literally 2-0 up against Chelsea and absolutely threw it away in spectacular fashion. How does this one go? Look, if West Ham do not at least pick up those 3 points, and if the likes of Leeds, Forest, all other than them lot win, then West Ham, yeah, they could be they're in trouble, literally. So I might go for a score prediction of Burnley 1, West Ham 2, though. However, if Burnley do tend to, somehow find a way to beat West Ham, Burnley will be 2 points behind West Ham. That would be huge in that relegation battle. Next up, we got Fulham versus Everton. Now this is the game where 9th place versus 10th place. Fulham will be coming into this game on the back of a loss against Manchester United, though. I'll be honest, Fulham actually played very well in that game, to be fair, and they showed very good signs of trying to get back into the game, though. Everton will be coming in to come on the back of a draw against Brighton. Everton have picked up 2 draws in their last 2 games, though, to be fair. And I'm not sure how this one will probably go, though, so I might go for a 2-2 draw. But whoever wins does move higher up the table. The next game is between Wolves taking on Chelsea. Wolves literally were on a good run, going 5 games unbeaten in all competitions, though, until they have lost to Manchester City and Bournemouth, both by 2-0 scorelines, though. Wolves still sit on 8 points right now. That's now 18 losses all season for Wolves. And do you guys not realise they sold their best striker, in Jurgen Strand Larsen, to Crystal Palace. And Wolves, they still got the likes of Matthias Mane there as well. But is that enough for them to try and at least, do a magic comeback, in order to survive? Probably not, though. Chelsea, on the other hand, Chelsea have been doing very well under Liam Rossini, though, with only 6 wins and 2 losses, though. However, those 2 losses came against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, which Chelsea got knocked out in the Carabao Cup, literally against Arsenal, losing 1-0 in that game, though. In Chelsea, they are currently 5th right now in the Premier League, which 5th place is potentially a Champions League spot right now. And I think Chelsea should have enough to take all 3 points in this game. I'm going to go for a score prediction of Wolves 1, Chelsea 3. Up on Saturday night, we've got Newcastle and they face Brentford. Now, look, Newcastle are going for a rough time right now because, look, they currently sit 11th place in the Premier League table right now. They're only, 3 points behind the European spot right now. Literally, they got knocked out in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg where they lost to Manchester City, though. And look, there are questions lingering around Eddie Howe on having him leaving the club or something about his future. By the way, Newcastle literally, continue their, bad run form. If you look at their form, they've only picked up 2 losses and 1 draw in their last games, literally. they could possibly end up in mid-table though. Brentford, on the other hand, I think Brentford have looked very good under Keith Andrews. They got a huge win away at Aston Villa whilst being down to 10 men. No, and look, Brentford away from home have been a bit struggling though recently. But look, when I watch Newcastle, they just don't look like the team that would probably take their chances though, and they get punished for it. And Brentford could easily capitalise on that. I'm gonna go for a score prediction of Newcastle 2, Brentford 2. Next up on Super Sunday afternoon, we got Brighton up against Crystal Palace. 12th place versus 15th place. How does this one go? Crystal Palace are literally in the worst form I've ever seen. Currently 13 games in a row without a win in all competitions. So, literally, they had some reinforcements recently. You know, they got likes of Brennan Johnson. They brought in Jürgen Larson, like I just mentioned. There's still rumours about Mateta wanting to leave the club as well. And look, if Palace continue their run of form which they are right now, they could possibly end up, you know, finishing in a bottom 6, potentially. Brighton, on the other hand, I don't even know what Brighton are right now this season, though. Because, look, yes, they do win a good couple of games, though. But the thing is, they are dropping points from winning positions, though. I believe that's now 10 games they have drawn this season. 10 games. Probably because they've dropped points from winning positions, though, to be fair. And look, I think Brighton, they're at home though, so I reckon they could possibly get 3 points in this game. I'm going to go for a score prediction of Brighton 2, Crystal Palace 1. And finally, we got the big one, the biggest game of the weekend on Super Sunday night. From Anfield, where we see Liverpool facing Manchester City. Huge game for both teams this weekend on Sunday. A team that is literally in the race for top 4 against a team that is in a title race this season. Now, let's talk about Manchester City. Because, look, Manchester City, literally, they have some bit of an issue right now. Because, look, in their last Premier League game, which was away at Tottenham, where they were 2-0 up and they threw away a 2-0 lead, though, to be fair, and they have dropped points in that game as well, which leaves them 6 points behind Arsenal right now. And they did pick up a win in midweek against Newcastle last night in the Carabao Cup semi-final, second leg, and they are through to the final as well. But look, this is like a all or nothing, you know, win or bust for Man City. Because if Man City were to lose this game, or even drop points like a draw, then could the title race be over for them? Like Arsenal winning it, you know, going 9 points clear at the top, though. I'm not sure it actually wraps it up, though, to be fair. I mean, there's still a lot more games to go, though, to be fair. Who knows, Arsenal might even slip up during that time as well. Liverpool, on the other hand, Liverpool will be coming into this game on a massive 3 points against Newcastle. Hugo Ekitike is literally one of the top 3 strikers in this Premier League, though. Then you got Florian Wirtz, who's literally been scoring goals for fun, contributing for Liverpool as well. That's why Liverpool, you know, had to pay 130 million for that guy. And look, it's a big game. Liverpool do tend to turn up in these big games, and it's at Anfield though. And look, Liverpool will fancy their chances against Manchester City because look, Manchester City, you know, with their defense, they've been having problems though recently. Though, not killing the first half though. To be fair, Man City used to do that, you know, wrap it up in the first half. But now, second half, it looks like they're just falling off a bit though. How does this one go? I might actually go for a 5-goal thriller here. I'm going to go for a score prediction of Liverpool 2, Manchester City 3. I'm just going to back Man City here, though. I mean, who knows? Liverpool could win it. What say is if, you know, Arsenal and Man City both lose? That just makes it more interesting than that. And that wraps up my Premier League predictions for this weekend. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'm going to be showing you guys the Premier League table based on my results. This is how the Premier League table will be looking based on my results. You see Arsenal literally dropping points, which leaves them 4 points clear. Man City closing the gap to 4 points. They picked up 50 points. Aston Villa still sitting in 3rd place, though they're only 3 points behind Man City though as well. Then you got Chelsea in the top 4, Manchester United dropping down to 5th place. Liverpool still in 6th place. Brentford's in 7th place. Sunderland's in 8th place. Fulham is in 9th place. Everton's in 10th place. Brighton's in 12th place. Sorry, I meant Brighton is in 11th place. Newcastle's in 12th place. Bournemouth is in 13th place. Tottenham, literally still trying to climb up. They're in 14th place. Crystal Palace is in 15th place. Leeds in 16th. Forest is in 17th. And the bottom three is literally West Ham, Burnley, and Wolves is still the same. Yeah, that wraps up my Premier League predictions video. So make sure you guys drop a follow, drop a like, and comment down below your score predictions for the upcoming weekend today. And also, guys, I will be doing a live watch along for all these games. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching.